The message arrived at 11:02 p.m., 2 nights before the trip I had spent 3 years planning. My reading glasses perched on my nose as I sat at the kitchen table, surrounded by carefully labeled travel bags, one for each grandchild, filled with sunscreen and little keychains that said Aloha and Grandma loves you. You won't be joining us. My wife prefers to keep it only her family. You've already done your part by paying. Nathan's words glowed on the screen. My son, the boy who once called me his best friend, who brought me pink tulips every March, had reduced me to a transaction. The phone buzzed again. Don't take it the wrong way, Mom. It's not personal. It's just simpler this way. I didn't reply. I simply stared until the screen went dark, then placed it face down on the table. He didn't call. He didn't say thank you. He didn't even bother to lie with kindness. For 3 years, I had saved every spare dollar in an old mason jar hidden behind the flour in my kitchen cabinet. $5 here, 10 there, money from canceled cable subscriptions, skipped lunches with friends, and countless nights tutoring online while my joints ached and my eyes burned. I turned the heat down and wore double socks through winter. I declined invitations, claiming tight finances. Nobody knew I was building towards something bigger. A family trip to Hawaii, the place where James and I honeymooned 40 years ago. Hawaii wasn't just a destination, it was a symbol. After James died, I made a quiet promise to take our family there, to let the grandkids see what their grandfather saw, to reconnect with Nathan through the sand his father once walked. I had reached $21,763.84. Every booking bore my name. Every payment came from my account. I researched villas that could house all 9 of us, ordered custom t-shirts reading Family is Forever 2023, and planned evenings around a fire pit where we'd share memories of James. But somewhere along the way, I had stopped being part of the picture. Literally. Fewer group photos, matching Christmas sweaters I wasn't told about, holidays at Tanya's mother's house with last-minute notices. Still, I believed this trip would bring us back together. The morning after Nathan's text, I opened my email to find the final itinerary from the travel agency. I scrolled through with trembling hands, searching for my name. 8 plane tickets, 8 luau passes, 8 guests registered at the villa. Nathan, Tanya, their 2 kids, Tanya's parents, Tanya's sister, and her boyfriend. Not me. Not Mom. Not Marilyn. Not anywhere. I zoomed in, searching for a mistake, a separate booking, anything. But there was only silence and 8 names that weren't mine. That evening, Tanya called. Not Nathan, Tanya. Her voice dripped with false cheer. We're just wrapping up packing. I hope everything's set on your end, money-wise. The final payment hits tomorrow, right? I asked softly if I should bring anything for the trip. A sharp pause. Bring? Oh, no, you don't need to bring anything. In fact, we were thinking it might be best if you stayed home and rested. Focus on you. They had planned everything with me excluded and were now pretending it was for my own good. I pulled out my fireproof lockbox and examined the documents. There, in bold letters, account holder, Marilyn Rose Monroe. Authorized users, none. I opened my banking app and navigated to the travel fund. $21,763.84. Status, active. Linked cards, 6. Primary billing owner, me. I sent Nathan one final message. Let me know if you'd like help with the kids' bags or snacks before the trip. He read it. No reply came. That's when I knew this wasn't miscommunication. This was entitlement. They viewed me as an ATM, expecting me to fund their joy while they exiled mine. I returned to the banking app and clicked Freeze Account. All transactions now paused. Manual authorization required to resume. Done. No confirmation email would alert them. They would discover what I had learned in the most silent, undeniable way possible. They left for LAX with matching luggage and straw hats, radiating smugness. Tanya posted on Instagram, "Off to paradise, family only." Those last two words cut like glass. Then the messages began. "Getting weird error at check-in. Can you check the travel account?" I didn't reply. "They're saying the card was declined. You see anything on your end?" The call started, one every 10 minutes, then every 5, then back to back. "Mom, please, the kids are freaking out. Just tell me if something happened to the account." At 10:40 a.m., Nathan texted, "We're boarding. Call me, please." But I didn't. They took off without a place to land because money is only a guarantee when backed by trust, and they had broken theirs. By 1 p.m., I had 50 missed calls. I went for a walk instead. When I returned, one final message waited. "If this was about what we said, maybe we messed up, but the kids are here. They're excited. We can still fix this. Please just unlock the account." They wanted the vacation and to postpone the apology. They wanted forgiveness without confession. So I did nothing. The refunds arrived over 2 days. Resort, rental car, airline fees, tours, everything reversed. My travel fund was full again. This time, I would spend it differently. I opened my notebook and wrote, "The Forgotten Women." Carol from church, whose children hadn't visited in 5 Christmases. Frances, still wearing her wedding ring 30 years after her husband left. Beverly, who'd never seen the ocean. Nora, who said invisibility was worse than aging. Louise, Denise, each one overlooked, underestimated, overused. I made 6 phone calls. "You want to take me where?" "Hawaii, dear. For 1 week. No catch." "But why me?" "Because someone should. Because you matter." We arrived at a villa perched above the ocean, where palm trees swayed and salt air kissed your skin. I set James's photo, enlarged and framed in walnut, at the center of the dining table. That night, we sat together under hanging lights, waves whispering through open doors. We didn't talk about who forgot us. We talked about who we remembered. We didn't compare scars. We showed each other the strength beneath them. Each night, we lit one candle beside James's photo. Each woman shared one thing they wished someone had told them at 30. "I see you. You're allowed to rest. You don't have to earn love. You are not a burden." On the last night, we walked the shore barefoot, the moon making silver of every wrinkle and scar. I looked at the women beside me, women who had given without asking, loved without limit, endured without applause. I hadn't just taken them on vacation. I had brought them home to themselves. 3 days after returning home, Nathan's email arrived. "We're back now. It wasn't quite what we imagined. A lot went wrong, obviously. Maybe things could have been communicated better. Anyway, we're in a bit of a bind financially. Could you maybe consider returning the original deposit? We're still family." They wanted a refund. Not reconciliation, a refund. I thought about the word deposit, as if they had invested something. But there had been no shared fund, no co-signed contribution, just me. I closed the laptop without replying. Because understanding doesn't mean surrender. And love without respect is not love at all. Standing at the water's edge, I whispered to the waves, "I'm not sad anymore." I wasn't angry either. I wasn't waiting for Nathan to call or hoping Tanya would realize what she'd done. I had stopped carrying their weight. For the first time in decades, I felt light. I had been erased from their family photo, but I had found something better. Women who walked beside me, a chosen family who saw me not as an ATM, but as a person worthy of presence and peace. Kindness had bred their entitlement, so I erased that kindness. And now I owed nothing to anyone. Not because I was bitter, but because I was finally free. I turned back toward the villa, its lights glowing warm against the Hawaiian night, and smiled. I was never left behind. I simply found the ones who were walking my way. This is a story about mothers discarded and women who endured, of legacies rebuilt not with noise but with truth. Because when a grandmother speaks, the world finally listens.